Hi, this is Bill, and this is Progpaganda. I've been a fan of progressive rock for the last 50 years or so, and there have been many times over the years where people who are being exposed to the genre for the first time have taken me aside and said, "This is really interesting stuff, but where did it all come from? Where did prog rock get its start?" There are people out there who think that the genre started with a big bang in October of 1969 with the release of a single album, King Crimson's debut in the Court of the Crimson King. But it wasn't the start of prog rock per se. There were quite a few things that happened in the 1960s, both artistically and in the music business, that helped prog rock to emerge in the manner that we now know it. In this series, I'm going to go over a bit of that history, and I'll discuss 25 albums that are very significant to the emergence of prog rock. In my opinion, prog rock might have become a very different animal from the one we've come to know and love had these albums not been created over the course of the years 1965 through 1969. So how did I create this list? Well, I tried to observe two criteria in compiling the list. One was to identify records that were influential. When it comes to influence, that could encompass many things. Popular appeal, record sales is one of those. In my opinion, that's not the most important one, though. The influences that are most enduring are innovation that the artist incorporated in their work, things that stuck with us and that others built on over the course of time. Cultural influence is certainly part of the picture. And also, new technology was a key contributor to what ultimately emerged as part of the progressive rock scene. There were new instruments being created with technology that couldn't have existed until the middle 1960s. And prog rock, in many cases, leveraged that technology in order to move forward and to create some of the great music that we're now enjoying as a result. The second criteria, really more of a constraint, I guess, was that I limited myself to just one entry per artist on the list. It would have been very easy to create a list with multiple entries by bands like, say, the Beatles, who of course were greatly influential in the 1960s, and of course they're on the list too. But there were many music acts that contributed in some form or fashion to what became progressive rock. Not all of these acts are rock and roll bands. Some of them come from different parts of the music spectrum, including classical music, jazz, and experimental music. And you'll see examples of all of those forms here on the list as well. So, without further ado, here is my list of the 25 albums that shaped progressive rock. I will be doing individual shows on each of these records over the course of the days and weeks to come. These 25 albums all made tremendous impact on the world of rock and roll back in their day, and we'll discuss them all in detail going forward. I'm sure that some of you have already begun to think, well, how come such and such album isn't on the list? Certainly there are going to be some that you think I've forgotten. There may be choices I've made where you agree with the artist but not with the record I've chosen. We can certainly discuss those in the comments. By all means, feel free to let me know what you think. And maybe we'll take some of that into account as we go forward with the shows. But certainly, I want to know what you think. Please give me your feedback. Of course, if you like what you're seeing so far, please subscribe to the channel and keep track of the shows as we create them over the course of the days and weeks to come. Thank you very much. Talk to you again soon.